data is in. Items, dates, fields. Now let's turn it into something you can actually present. The timeline view is the most traditional way to visualize a roadmap. It plots your items as horizontal bars across a time axis, so stakeholders can see what's happening, when, and for how long, all at a quick glance. In this video, we'll build a timeline view from scratch and configure it to tell a clear story. The timeline is built around time as the horizontal axis. That's fixed. What you control is how items are grouped using headers to organize your work by any field you choose. One thing to keep in mind before we generate our timeline view is that items need dates in order to show up on the timeline. If they're missing this information, they won't appear in the view. If you'd like to organize your items by buckets instead of fixed dates, the swim lane view is a much better fit. To create a timeline view, we need to add a new view to the roadmap. From the table view, click Visualize Data in the top left corner. Give your view a name, then select Timeline as the visualization type. Click Create. Your timeline is live. As you can see, items are plotted as bars across the time axis, and you'll notice there's a timeline slider at the top that controls which date range is visible on screen. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. Timelines start out with only a time pivot, with items stacked in no particular order. Let's give them structure with a header. This groups items by a field of your choice. Click the Format icon in the top right to open the Format panel. In the Layout tab, click the Header dropdown and select Use Existing Field. Then choose the field you want to group by. We'll use Department, so every department gets its own section on the timeline. Your items are now grouped by department along the left side with their bars spanning across the timeline. This is much easier to read at a glance. Now let's go one level deeper by adding a subheader. Click the Subheader dropdown, then select Use Existing Field, and choose the field status. What this means is that within each department, items are further organized by where they'll stand in the workflow. Close the Format panel when you're done, and you can see you've got a nice two-dimensional view, grouped by department, then by status, all plotted across time. As we've mentioned, a timeline is a time-oriented visualization of a roadmap, meaning one of its main components is the time range represented by the horizontal timeline along the top. You'll notice at the top of this view that there's a timeline slider. Drag the handles on either end to zoom in or out. You can also click the dates at either end of the timeline to set an exact range. Below the slider, the timeline is divided into time periods. Click any period label to switch between months, quarters, halves, or years. Which time periods you select will depend on the scale of the timeline and the degree of detail that you want. Great! You've now created a timeline visualization with a header and subheader and learn more about the time slider. Now, this is ready to share with your team or present to stakeholders.